Hey, what's up, guys? We'll give it again a few minutes before I jump into it. Let me just tweet out the stream. How do you guys do this week? I only played GPPs and I stacked Arizona and Cincinnati, so could have been better for me. So many field goals in that game. It was super frustrating to watch, but yeah, I missed the cash for GPPs. They're not gonna let me. Okay, that's good. All right. So let's jump into it because we were waiting on some injury news. Actually, a lot of injury news on the slate. Um, Sammy Watkins was questionable. Ty was questionable. Damian Williams was questionable, and Marlon Mack all questionable. All of them are playing. So with that out of the way, before we jump into it anymore, let's look at the over/under again in case you missed my video. Again, it's a really high over/under here. NFL. So sitting at 56.5 right now. One of the high, I think that's the highest over/under we've seen so far on a showdown slate. So there should be a lot of points scored in this one. Again, the snap counts really quickly. Damian Williams is out last couple of weeks. He's going to be back now, so it's going to be interesting to see how they incorporate him in the offense. Is it just going to be Damian Williams and McCoy again, or is Darrell Williams going to stay in that rotation? It's going to be a three-headed monster. So the running back situation in both teams is kind of a headache right now. As far as the receivers, it's Sammy Watkins and Demarcus Robinson basically playing the whole game with McCole Hardman at like 65 to 75% of the snaps. And then Kelsey out there basically the whole game. Blake Bell picking up like 35 to 40% of the snaps. As far as the Colts go, so Marlon Mack got injured in that game where he only played 36% of the snaps. They ran a lot of Naheem Hines and Jordan Wilkins. Again, Marlon Mack active. I assume he's going to get the bulk of the work, but the Colts should be playing from behind in this one. So, maybe that favors Naheem Hines a bit. As far as the receivers go, again, Ty was held out last game. He's going to be back. Paris Campbell played 63% of snaps. He is out, so it should be Ty basically playing the whole game. And then Kane, Pascal, and Rodgers should fill in, split the work for the number 2 and number 3 role. So I'd assume probably all those guys get 60 to 70% of the snaps. And then as far as the tight ends go, Jack Doyle is going to play about 60 to 70% with Eric Ebron about 35 to 45%, I'd say. So that's kind of how the snap counts are looking. So let's jump into the prices here again. Really like both quarterbacks on the slate and a game that, again, really high over/under 56.5. There's going to be a lot of points scored in this one. So really like both quarterbacks. Definitely considering both for the captain spot. Normally I don't consider the quarterbacks for the captain spot, but Mahomes, I mean, the upside is just tremendous on this guy. It's huge. Like, if you're playing it safe, if you want a safe lineup, you just start your lineup with Patrick Mahomes in the captain spot and then go from there. Again, I really, really think you should play both quarterbacks. Brissett, a big discount off of Mahomes, should be playing from behind in this one. Kansas City's defense, we've seen, they've gotten lit up by opposing quarterbacks, so no issue at all with Jacoby Brissett, and he's got a little bit of rushing upside. So, yeah, that's kind of how I'm starting my lineups. I want Mahomes in the captain spot. Now, you can go with other guys in the captain spot. I'll talk about that later, but I really think this is the safest option with Mahomes at the captain, as well as Jacoby Brissett, and then building from there. You got about 5.6K remaining. So other guys that I like, Travis Kelce at 10K. It seems really safe. 8, 9, 8, 8 targets. That he's going to be targeted in the red zone. So obviously the upside is there with Kelce. Perfectly fine. Sammy Watkins at 8.8. Hasn't flashed the upside since week 1, but he does have that big play upside in him. A little more boomer bust, but the targets have kind of been there, like 11, 13, 8, and 6. Just the touchdown production hasn't been there the last 3 games. But he's certainly in play here at 8.8K. Ty, I'm a little torn here, coming back from injury, but I love the upside on this guy. He's the Colts' clear-cut #1 receiver. Again, he's going to be out there basically the whole game. The Colts should be playing from behind. He's good to go, so at 8K, I like that price a good amount on TY. Again, I like the upside on him. The only concern is the injury. Again, him and Sammy coming back from injuries. The running back situation, I think it's going to be a stay away for me with both running backs active. Yeah, I mean, if I was going to play a running back, I think it would be Damian Williams at 7K. But he's coming back from the knee injury. It just concerns me. But he's like the best PPR back for the Chiefs. And again, the Chiefs should be playing from ahead in this one. So if I was going to pick between like any of those running backs, I think I would lean towards Damian Williams. I don't feel great about it. Maybe they limit his snaps coming back from injury. Marlon Mack is decent. He's just not a back that's going to be involved too much in the passing game. And again, the Colts theoretically should be playing from behind in this one. They're 11-point dogs. So I think the game script plays more towards Nyheim Hines at 6.6K, but 6.6K is kind of a lot for Nyheim Hines for maybe getting like 30-40% of the snaps. So don't know if I want to go there. He would be a guy I would consider if Mack was out, but if Mack playing kind of mucks up the whole situation. The other two Kansas City receivers with Demarcus Robinson and McCole Hardman definitely in play here in the mid-range. If you're going to play both quarterbacks, it's going to be tough to fit a couple of these stars in there. So you're going to have to play some guys in the mid-range. Both wide receivers have like a decent amount. Again, Demarcus Robinson is going to be out there for more snaps. I like the upside a little more on Hardman. He's going to play less snaps, but both definitely in play here at 7.2 and 6.2. The tight ends, I'm going to lean towards Jack Doyle just because, again, he's playing more snaps, like 75% of the snaps. Ebron's, if you want to go for the pivot, I don't mind it. He's going to be playing less snaps. Again, he played on... he's going to be playing like 35 to 40% of the snaps, somewhere in that range. So if I'm picking between the two, I'm going to lean towards Jack Doyle, but Ebron can certainly still get you there at lower ownership. The defense it's a stay away. It really is. Like, can they get you a pick six? Sure, but it's such a high over-under. I mean, I guess if you're forcing me to pick a defense, I would pick the Chiefs at home at 4.4K, but I just think there's better options. I'll get to the #3 wide receiver or the two with the other receivers for the Colts here in a sec. Both kickers I think are safe. Again, I'm building my lineup for GPP upside, so I don't think I want to go with a kicker. But I think this should, the kicker should be anywhere from 6 to 12 fantasy points today at 4K and 3.2K. If you're playing cash games, definitely would consider a kicker. Jordan Wilkins is a stay away with Marlon Mack back, just a complete cross-off. Again, Colts defense don't want to go there. So let's talk about these other receivers for the Colts. We got Zach Pascal is the highest price guy at 4.2K. He was out there for 68% of the snaps. Got targeted 7 times. So again, the Colts should be playing from behind in this one. So any of these cheap receivers are definitely viable. Chester Rogers got 3 catches on 6 targets and was out there for 71% of the snaps. And then split with those 3 receivers. Filling in for the #2 and #3 role, TY getting like all the snaps as the #1 guy. But any of those 3 Colts receivers definitely in play. If you're forcing me to pick, I think I would just take the salary savings on Deon Cain at 1.2K. We have seen a little bit of upside on him in the preseason. Hasn't flashed it yet in the regular season, but I guess if you're forcing me to pick, I would lean towards a savings with Deon Cain. But Chester Rogers, Zach Pascal, certainly in play here. Again, all 3 of those guys should play in like 60 to 70% of the snaps. Mo Alley Cox, is the #3 guy. Did he even get any snaps last game? 13%. Yeah, I don't think we have to take a shot on a guy like that. Same thing with Blake Bell. Sure, he's going to be out there for like 30% of the snaps, but really the upside's not there. There's guys like those Colts receivers that just have a lot more upside. Yelder was going to be a guy that I was going to consider if Sammy Watkins missed, but Sammy Watkins is playing, so you can't go Yelder. And that's really it for the really cheap options. So as far as the really cheap options, again, I just like those Colts receivers, those 3 Colts receivers. Take a shot in any of those 3. I like Doyle a good amount in the mid-range, and then McCole Hardman in the mid-range. So that's kind of my thoughts on all these guys' prices. As far as captains go, again, if you're playing safe, put Mahomes in the captain spot, put Brissett in your lineup, and go from there. If you're playing it risky, want to try and differentiate yourself, I wouldn't mind a McCole Hardman in the captain spot, or I want those guys with big play upside in the captain spot if I'm not going with a quarterback. So guys that can break long ones like Sammy Watkins, like T.Y. Hilton, like Robinson, like McCole Hardman. You could even take a shot if you really wanted to on one of those cheap receivers. Again, that's a lot riskier. Any of those three with Chester Rogers, Zach Pascal, and Deon Cain. So I talked about this in my video. If you throw like Deon Cain in the captain spot, then you just plug and play whoever else you want into your lineup. And yeah, you can literally just fit whoever else you want. So that's always a strategy you can consider. But again, if you're playing it safe, I think Mahomes just has the most upside, and you play Brissett with him, and then you go from there with 5.6K remaining. 2 quarterbacks tonight. Yeah, I think 100% 2 quarterbacks tonight. What is Brissett's so Brissett is 8.4K. I like the upside of him a lot. Again, he's got rushing, a little rushing upside as well. The Colts should be playing from behind this one. I really think it's a 2 quarterback slate tonight. And normally I don't say that. Like normally I'm not like the highest on the quarterbacks, but on this slate I really think you got to get both quarterbacks in there. You the man. What up, man? Thanks for coming to check out the stream. You're always commenting on my videos. Wouldn't be surprised if Watkins get hurt or T.Y. Yeah, that's a concern. Both those guys are coming back from an injury. Maybe that lowers the ownership on them a bit. But both Sammy and T.Y. just have huge upside. We saw it with Sammy in week 1 there, 49 fantasy points, and we know T.Y.'s got a big playability too. So both those guys can stretch their field. In his first 3 games, 28, 14, and 20 fantasy points. At 8K, that seems pretty appealing. So there's a lot of different ways you can go on the slate. There's a lot of guys with upside. But again, I really think you start your lineup with both quarterbacks. NBA slate tomorrow. Dude, I am so excited about the NBA slate tomorrow. We got 4 games, and I was looking at the prices. It looks pretty good. So I'm going to have that video up later tonight. My captain is Roberts. Kicker will win and winning lineup. Roberts? Wait, what do you mean Roberts? I don't think there's a Roberts on the slate. Are you staying away from Mac? Yeah, I think so. Like, the way he gets you there is if the Colts take a lead early and then they'll give a lot of work to Marlon Mack. But I really think the Chiefs get off to an early lead and then kind of phase up Marlon Mack out of the game. Nyheim Hines will get some work. Marlon Mack's still a decent pass catcher, but he's not like, he'll catch like a couple balls a game. So that's a concern, and he's coming back from an injury too. The running back situation on the slate is tricky. Like, you really could take a shot on any of these with McCoy, Damian Williams, Marlon Mack. Don't know if I'd go Darrell Williams now, but those 3 with Mack, McCoy, and Damian Williams, you really could take a shot on those guys, but I just don't have a great feel. Like, the Kansas City, like, it could be a 3-headed monster, or it could just be McCoy and Damian Williams. For the Colts, Marlon Mack's going to be the lead guy, but they should be playing from behind this one. I think Nyheim Hines gets a little more work. I don't think we see any Jordan Wilkins, so that's kind of a cross-off, but I just don't have a great feel on the running backs right now. That doesn't mean they're out of play. Like, I think the running backs are going to go lower owned. And if you're high on a guy, if you like Marlon Mack, if you like Damian Williams, I'm not going to talk you off him. I just don't have a great feel on how the running back rotation is going to go in this one. What about both tight ends from the Colts? So both tight ends from the Colts, I prefer Jack Doyle just because he's out there for more snaps, playing about 75%. But Ebron's viable for a pivot. He's going to play like 35 to 45% of snaps. I think Ebron goes lower owned, but I think the safer option is Jack Doyle if you're picking between the two. 4 and 8 targets each of the last 2 games. Colts should be playing from behind this one. So, if you're making me pick, I'm going to lean towards Doyle because I think he's a little safer. Let's see. 4 Colts and Mahomes. Kelsey, 100% viable. I don't mind that at all. Hope 2 touchdowns for Kelsey. Yeah, we have yet to see. I think Kelsey only has 1 touchdown this year, right? He only has 1 touchdown this year, so touchdown regression should go in his favor here. Maybe this is the game that he gets 2 touchdowns. Certainly at 10K, he's in play. I like his upside. Let's see. Do you fancy FanDuel? Not really playing FanDuel right now. The Showdown sites are weird on FanDuel too. I just like the format a lot better on DraftKings. Build around 2 quarterbacks and Kelsey 100%. I think that's probably the safest option to go. Mahomes, Brissett, Kelsey, Mahomes in your captain spot, and then fill in some value plays from there. So I really think that is probably the safest option. Now, there's a lot of guys with upside, though. Like I said, Sammy Watkins, big play upside. T.Y., big play upside. We've seen it with Robinson. We've seen it with McCole Hardman. There's a lot of different guys that have, like, huge upside. So, again, this is probably the safest way to go. But that's not me saying like don't play Ty or don't play Sammy Watkins. Those guys have huge upside. Build around. Okay. How about NBA lineup going tonight? Yeah. So let me see how my lineup's going. I played Rozier, Miles Bridges, Guillermo Hernan Gomez, who isn't doing much, and I played Cantor, Tatum, and Kemba Walker. I think I'm just going to miss the cash in this one. I'm in the cash for both right now. I'll take it. So yeah, I played in my NBA Showdown lineup. I played Cantor in the captain spot with Kemba, Tatum, Bridges, Guillermo Hernan Gomez, and Rozier. I'm just in the cash right now, so I'll take that. Quick NBA question: do you play cash in preseason or just GPPs? No, just GPPs. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna stick to GPPs too for the preseason, unless there's like a slate I feel pretty safe about. But yeah, mostly just GPPs for preseason. Brissett or Ty captain? I think Brissett's the safer option, and Ty's got more upside. So, again, I mean, most people are going to go Mahomes in the captain spot. So to differentiate yourself, I don't hate the idea of throwing Brissett in there. Let me throw him in the captain spot. I don't think he has as much upside, but the ownership for him in the captain spot is going to be a lot lower owned. Again, I think most people are going to go Mahomes, but you can definitely run Brissett in the captain spot too, because that frees up a little bit more salary if you want to go Kelsey. Then, again, you got a little bit more remaining. So don't hate that idea, a way to differentiate yourself for sure. I'm at 146 for NBA right now, cashing. Let's see what I'm at. I'm barely cashing. I am at 143.12. Yeah, so I'm just cashing in all the contests. Maybe someone with like Carson Edwards might push me out for garbage time. I don't know. There's only 6 minutes left. We'll see. Hopefully I hold on, but didn't play much. I only played $20 for that Showdown slate. But yeah, we got, 10 minutes to lock. Let's see. What else can we talk about? Really, I think the best cheap options for the slate, again, are one of those Colts receivers with Pascal, Rodgers, Deion Kane. Because you can get both quarterbacks in there. You can fit a cheap wide receiver in, and then you can go with one of those stud receivers if you want to, with Sammy, Ty, or Kelsey. Again, there's mid-range options too with Robinson and Hardman. I'm personally not playing any running backs in the slate, but that's not me saying to not play them. Like, they have upside. I just don't have a great feel on how the rotation is going to be. If the Colts get off to an early lead, then we could see a huge game out of Marlon Mack. Like, if the Colts get off to like a 7 or 14-point lead, I can see them just working Marlon Mack. Kansas City's defense, nothing to be scared about. So that would be the situation where Marlon Mack has a huge game if the Colts get off to a big lead, or just an early lead, I should say. I think that's going to be a very contrarian lineup with running backs. So if you want to go like really contrarian, you can go like Mack in your captain with Damian Williams. Again, I think most people are going to go both quarterbacks. I think that's the safest option, but contrarian, the running backs are still in play. I'm just not playing them because I don't have a great feel on how the rotation is going to be. Can't wait for NBA vid. Yeah, dude, I'm so excited for NBA. I'm going to have that up later tonight as well as my Monday Night Football Showdown slate video, so be on the lookout for that. If you guys are new to the channel, really do appreciate you guys coming to check it out. If you're enjoying the content, would appreciate if you subscribe. We also got a giveaway going here. All you have to do is leave a like and a comment on my videos, and that's one entry into the giveaway. I'm going to be giving away $20 PayPals tomorrow in my Monday Night Football Showdown slate video, so that's always something to look out for. Absolutely brutal for NFL. Missed cash by 0.04. Damn, dude, that's brutal. I only played GPPs. I stacked the Arizona Cincinnati game, and that game was just super frustrating, man. There was like 5 or 6 field goals kicked in that game. Like, the offenses kept getting down to like inside the 10-yard line, and then kicking field goals. It was so brutal. But yeah, the reason I stuck to GPPs was I faded McCaffrey and I faded Michael Thomas, who I really liked, as well as Will Fuller too. I talked about it in my video. It's like, I'm really scared of fading Will Fuller, but I'm doing it. And yeah, if you didn't have like those guys, you're basically not going to cash. I faded all 3. Got kind of close because Tyler Boyd had a big game. Fournette was pretty solid, but yeah, I definitely fell short. And then I picked the wrong end of the stick. I liked both running backs for Green Bay and Dallas, and I went with Zeke instead of Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones has like a 50 fantasy point game, so it is what it is. Yeah, big, but yeah, I mean, I liked Aaron Jones a lot. it was tough for me. There's so many running backs I liked. It was really hard to differentiate. How do you have 187 cash total? My cash total was 216. Cash games was that high? Wow, that's crazy. I mean, I guess how high? I didn't play any cash games. How high owned was? I'm guessing Will Fuller was pretty high owned, as well as McCaffrey and Michael Thomas. I mean, those three guys seemed really safe. Yeah, all the chalk went off. Yeah, so I'm guessing those guys had to be pretty chalky, right? I mean, they were pretty popular in my GPPs. They were like 30% owned, so. I took Zeke too. Yeah, Zeke, super frustrating. I mean, he was playing good. It was just the Cowboys got off to such a big deficit that they kind of phased him out. Like Zeke, when he was getting touches, he was getting like 10-yard runs every single play. It's just they were playing from behind. But okay, so really, again, guys, captains, I would consider both quarterbacks with Mahomes, Brissett. I think the upside's here with Sammy Watkins. I think it's there with T.Y. I think it's there with McCole Hardman. And then if you really want to get risky, one of those cheap Colts receivers. All the chalk went off. Fuller was high owned at GPPs. Yeah, I knew Fuller was high owned. I said it like the last two videos I've made. 2 weeks ago, I said I was really scared of fading Will Dissly. He went off. This week, I said I was really scared of fading Will Fuller, and he went off. So maybe for the next video, whenever I say I'm scared of fading someone, I should just play them. But yeah, let's get this bag tonight. Yeah, I like this slate a lot. I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can go. There's a lot of guys with different upside. Fournette, DJ, and McCaffrey is who I had. I mean, that's really solid. I had Fournette, DJ, and Zeke. So, yeah, I mean, the reason why, again, I played GPPs was, you know what, I was like, I'm not playing cash games without playing McCaffrey, Michael Thomas, or Will Fuller. I knew those guys would be high owned, but I just liked the upside in the Cardinals Bengals game as part of a game stack. And really, if there weren't so many field goals kicked, that game could have been like 40, 50 points scored each. It was just super frustrating to watch all those field goals for sure. Okay, not hard if you played cash though. CMC, Thomas, and Fuller were completely obvious cash games. Yeah, I mean those guys were pretty obvious for sure for cash. How many snaps did Robinson play on? Demarcus Robinson, he plays basically the whole game. He played on 91%. So I got Sammy's out there basically the whole time. Demarcus Robinson's going to be sitting at like probably 90%. McCole Hardman should be in like that 65 to 75% range. Byron Pringle picks up like a couple snaps here and there, but don't think we have to take a shot there. We got 5 minutes till lock, so I'll stay on till after lock. Go over some ownerships. We can go over my lineup too if you guys are curious. One thing I was right on was Kirk Cousins. No one was on him really. I like the Kirk Cousins Thielen stack. I talked about that for GPP, so I talked about that in my final breakdown video. So kind of happy with that. I had a Fitz stud. Yeah, Fitz, he was I had him in my lineup too. I think only 5 catches for 46 yards, right? That was tough. I mean, I think he was a pretty safe play. Just the Cardinals got off to an early lead. It was a lot of Kyler Murray on the ground. It was a lot of just the Cardinals not being able to punch it in when they get in the red zone. Yeah, I mean, it was a good spot for sure. It was not a bad play at all. Like I played him too. Just unfortunately didn't get there. Sometimes it doesn't work out. But Fitzgerald with Kirk and Bird out, he was a really solid play. Trying to think what else we can talk about here. Yeah, so really, if you guys are playing cash games, I don't recommend it, but one of the kickers is probably the safest option. Like, I like the upside for GPPs on one of those Colts receivers, but if you're playing it safe, one of the kickers for sure. I think this one should be pretty high scoring, so I wouldn't completely cross out the kickers for GPPs. Like, a kicker can definitely get you 15 fantasy points. Yeah, don't just completely cross out the kickers. Definitely viable to play one for GPPs. Wouldn't play both in a game that should be really, really high scoring, but definitely one is still viable if you want like a cheaper option and don't want to take a shot on one of those Colts receivers. I faded see, I faded Fitz for David Johnson. Yeah, David Johnson was basically a receiver. I think he got banged up at the end with that back injury, but yeah, Steelers down another quarterback. Yeah, Steelers down to their third quarterback now. Don't know if they're going to go out and try to sign a quarterback or what, but that's kind of a mess. That was a scary situation with Mason Rudolph going down there. Fuller obvious for cash, LOL. I wouldn't say he was completely obvious. I mean, I just thought he was in play because of the price. I definitely wouldn't say he was obvious cash game, but I was scared of fading him for sure. Like 4.5K and in the highest over-under slate of the day, I was definitely scared, and he has the big play upside. He's a little bit more boom or bust. That's why I wouldn't say he was obvious for cash games. But the price tags made him in play there for sure. Yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on Will Fuller. If I was going to play cash, I don't know if I would have played him again. I only stuck to GPPs. I was considering him for sure. But yeah, Will Fuller just had a huge day. You knew the Will Fuller blow-up game was coming just because he's running those, those long routes. We got like 2 minutes. Oh, wait. Oh, it's 7:20 lock? I thought it was 7:15. Oh, it is 7:20 lock. So we got 7 more minutes. Let's see. Fuller, Doyle or Ebron. I'm going to lean towards Doyle again. Jack Doyle played on more snaps. He's going to play probably 75% of the snaps, while Eric Ebron will get anywhere from 35 to 45 would be my best guess. So that's not saying Ebron is out of play. I just think the safer option is Doyle because he's going to be out there for more snaps. So both, that's close. They're both good pass-catching tight ends. I just like, that Doyle's going to be out there for more snaps. So if you're making me pick between the two, I'm going to lean towards Doyle. And someone other than Osimo win tonight. Good luck. Oh, good. Yeah, he's crazy. He's really good. Makes a lot of lineups, but yeah, he's really good at DFS for sure. Let me just check Twitter really quick. There's not any like late breaking news or anything. Just making sure, like any late scratches. It looks like Gordon Hayward got injured in that preseason game. What's new? That guy can't catch a break with injuries, it seems like. I don't see anything late breaking news. Yeah, we got, hey DK, you going to do a live stream for NBA tomorrow? Yeah, so my concern is what time is NBA locks at 7, right? I will be doing a live stream for NBA for sure. NBA locks at 7 Eastern, while the NFL Monday night slate is 8:20. Okay, so I can do a live stream for both. So yeah, I'll be streaming both the NBA for sure, and then most likely the Monday Night Football Showdown slate as well. Bill Mahomes, yeah, Mahomes is so safe. Really like him as safe captain spot for sure. Will Damian get the workload? So that's where I'm kind of torn because he's coming back from an injury, and they have 2 other decent backs. The Chiefs do with LaShawn McCoy and Darrell Williams. It actually looked pretty solid. I just don't know how the running back rotation is going to go. The knee injury does concern me. Like, he missed 2 games with it. Maybe the Chiefs limit him a bit. Maybe it's a 3-headed monster. It's just a situation that I'm not sure about, so I'm probably just going to stay away from it in general. But if I was going to play a Chiefs back, I think it would be Damian Williams. I think he has the most upside, but I just don't feel great about it. Again, it could be a 3-headed monster, so that's kind of my thoughts of the running back. I'm running with Captain Mahomes, Jacoby, Buckner, Mack, Pascal Robinson. Definitely viable. Again, Mahomes, the captain spot, seems really safe. I'm going for Mahomes, Kelsey, McCoy, Damian Williams, Ebron. That seems pretty solid. You don't have Brissett in there, though. That's a little risky. I Again, I really think the optimal way to go is play both quarterbacks, um, but yeah, still definitely in play. Are you doing more GPP or cash for NBA? Definitely GPP for preseason at least. I'll be doing a lot of cash games for the regular season, but for the preseason, unless there's a slate that seems pretty safe to me, then I'll go cash. But yeah, mostly GPP for me. Cool. Can't trust Kansas City's running backs like Patriots. Yeah, exactly. Like that's the tough part, right? Like the Patriots run like a three-headed monster, kind of like the Eagles too. The Chiefs. It could be two running backs with only Damian Williams and McCoy, or they could still incorporate Darrell Williams in there, who Darrell Williams has looked good when he's gotten touches. He's a good PPR back, so I don't think they completely phase him out of the rotation. And with three running backs playing, it's just like, it's tough. Like, I just like the upside on some of these receivers with like Ty or Watkins or McCole Hardman or Demarcus Robinson. I like the upside a little bit more on them versus a running back who, maybe will play 30 to 40% of the snaps, maybe. So, yeah, we got, 2 minutes to rock. Darrell Williams will be low owned, but in a blowout, he's the guy you want. Yeah, so that's a situation I didn't really talk about is blowout. Like, this game could definitely turn into a blowout at Kansas City. It's 11-point spread, right? 11 points. Williams, I think, would get a lot of run and blowout time. You could look to, I think Nyheim Hines still would get a decent amount of work where's Nyheim Hines at 6.6K. It's just, I don't feel great about playing Nyheim Hines at 6.6K. Like, can he get you there? Sure, but at 30% of snaps, 40% of the snaps, again, it's a boost. They should be playing behind, but I just like the upside on some of these other guys more, like Demarcus Robinson for 600 more, or McCole Hardman for 400 less. But yeah, that's a good point. Like, don't completely cross off Darrell Williams, I guess. I mean, you could play the blowout factor. He's going to be very low owned. Like, Darrell Williams should be, I'd say, sub 5% owned for sure. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, this game could definitely turn into a blowout. That's certainly viable. With 11-point spread again, yeah, that's definitely in play for sure. So running back might be in a winning lineup. Yeah, I mean, running back could. It's just I don't feel great on who's it going to be, so that's why I'm staying away from the running backs. But I already talked about it. Running backs still have some upside. It's just a situation I don't feel great about. Ebron tonight, yeah. Ebron's a pivot off of Doyle. I think Doyle's going to be more popular, but Ebron's still in play. Both are good pass-catching tight ends, so don't hate Ebron still. Like, I think he's going to be lower owned because he's playing less snaps, but he's still definitely in play. Mahomes, Kelsey, McCoy, Damian Williams, Ebron. Yeah, I like that a good amount. And we are at lock. So it always takes like at least a minute or two for ownership to come up. So give it like a minute or two, and then we can go over my lineup. I'll talk about the way I went, and then we can go over some ownerships on the big GPP slate. I'm going for Darrell Williams. Yeah, I mean, he's going to be really low owned if it turns into a blowout. Him, maybe Darwin Thompson gets a little bit of work, but I'm hoping this game stays close. I want a lot of points scored. I want a fun game to watch. But yeah, like I said, I'll have, if you guys are interested in NBA preseason, I'm going to have that up later tonight for the 4-game slate tomorrow. I'm also going to be live streaming for that. And then the Monday Night Football Showdown slate video I'll have up later tonight as well. So got to crank out those 2 videos tonight. Again, I will announce the winner to my giveaway in that Monday Night Football Showdown slate video. If you're new to the channel, all you have to do is leave a like and a comment on one of my videos. That's one entry into the giveaway. The winner gets $20 PayPal from me. Let's see. Damien's... Good luck, degenerates. Hey, DK, thanks so much for the content. Appreciate it, dude. Yeah, of course, man. Thank you so much for coming to check out the stream. You're always commenting in the videos. You're always commenting in the stream. Really do appreciate it. Let's see if ownerships are live. So this is, we can go over my NBA lineup, I guess, really quick. It looks like it's going to cash here. Went with Enes Kanter in the captain spot. Miles Bridges, Hernan Gomez is a little bit of a bust, but I like the matchup of Hernan Gomez and Enes Kanter going at each other. Then Rozier, Tatum, Kemba. So it looks like I'm just going to sneak into the cash for that. But let's go over the ownerships for Monday night. Is this the big one? 250K to first, yeah. So this is my final lineup here. I went with Mahomes in the captain spot. I think he has the most upside out of anyone on the slate. Paired him with Brissett. Brissett only 55% owned. I will take that all day. I think both quarterbacks was the optimal build on this slate. I threw Deion Kane in there just because he was a really cheap option. He got me 2 guys like Travis Kelce, McCole Hardman, and Jack Doyle. So that's what I went with. Jack Doyle, 17%. McCole Hardman, 23%. Deion Kane, 16%. I will take that. The Chiefs D at 17%. I don't really see it. The Colts D at 3.5%. I mean, really think you're burning money with that one. Darrell Williams, 6.8%. I thought it'd be a little bit lower owned. Demarcus Robinson at 31%. That seems fine to me. McCoy at 30%. Yeah, Sammy Watkins only 28%. I do like that for him. Again, he does have the big play upside in him. Marlon Mack at 28%. Yeah, it's just those running backs I didn't have a great feel for. Ebron at 26%. Sure. Let's see. Harrison Buckner is 36% owned. Wow. I did not think a kicker would be that high owned. It looks like a lot of people are playing it safe. Yeah, I like the upside a little bit more on one of those Colts receivers, but don't hate it. Can definitely get you 10 to 15 fantasy points. Nyheim Hines at 8.5%. It was just the price with him. I mean, I would have probably considered Nyheim Hines if he was like $3K, but $6.6K for a backup running back, yeah. Okay, I think that's basically it. We covered most of the main guys, right? I don't think I'm missing really anyone. I mean, basically everyone played Mahomes in the captain spot. But yeah, I think I'm going to get off here. Thanks again for coming out. Check out the stream, guys. Again, I'll have an NBA preseason video up as well as a Monday Night Football video up later tonight, so be on the lookout for that. And again, really do appreciate all you guys coming to check out the stream, and I will see you guys later.